Cut it. Cut it.
Grab a drink and a snack and be ready to chat. Real talks only. Politics, boy tricks, fitness. What's it like it is? I tell it like it is, in my opinion. Lisette says.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time zone that you're in. My name is Lisette, here to keep the real on check. Today's Real Talks: how to spot a fake friend.
I got fake people showing fake love to me straight up to my face.
So today, I'm just drinking my booster juice and eating the last slice of my birthday cake. Happy Earth Strong to me. I turned 23 last week. Anyways, today, don't mind my eating sounds. Today, I will be talking about 5 signs to look for that you've got a fake friend. And it's time to cut it, cut it.
Cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it.
You're gonna come across so many people who are just fake as hell. That is just an unfortunate part of life's journey. People who you thought,
That's my BFF, that's my sis, that's my girl for life, it's my BFFL. Best friends for life.
cut it. I will even kind of delve in between, a friend versus a forever friend, because it is possible for you to have friends that you will spend a whole lifetime with. But every relationship, and this is how I've come to this realization, I kind of look at it this way. So I present this idea to you that just like shelf life, just like expiration dates on things on the shelf, there's an expiration date on anything. There's an expiration date on relationships, any relationship, whether it be romantic or just friendship. There can be an expiration date, whether that means tomorrow or 10 years or till death do us part. It doesn't have to just be a romantic relationship, So every relationship has an expiry date. And, to give a little bit more context to what I mean by that, everybody, I'm sure at some point in your life has heard this saying, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, meaning they come into your life to teach you a lesson. Maybe the only purpose that they serve was for you to learn more about yourself, learn the type of relationship that you want, that you don't want. For a season, maybe they are in your life for a particularly long time. For years, you're gonna be friends with this person, maybe for a whole, half of your life. And then there will come a time where you will part ways. Whether that be you had a falling out, or the relationship had just expired. You no longer had things in common. You no longer had things to talk about. You grew, you maybe moved away and you weren't able to stay in contact. These are normal things that happen to friendships. Your season is over.
It's over, and I feel so alone.
Or they might be in your life for a lifetime, like what I was saying before. This is someone who's going to be your lifelong friend. You will go through life with this person, whether you see them every single day or not. That doesn't matter. It's not about, yes, it's important to have consistency. It's important to hang out with your friends, stay in contact with your friends, keep up the rapport of the relationship. That is also a very important element. But there are friendships that don't need that on a consistent basis, that I can go a month without talking to you, then a month later we're catching up like it was just yesterday that we seen each other. So there's different types of relationships. They have different lengths of how long the relationship's gonna be good for and what the relationship is gonna be good for. If I have any psychics out there, guess what? I'm not gonna tell you what flavor of booster juice I'm drinking. Comment down below what flavor booster juice you think I am drinking and what kind of cake you think I'm eating. This one is a little bit more easier. Come on now. So we're gonna get into it. I don't know if you want to consider this like a slightly like a mukbang. I will be eating my cake. I will be drinking my booster juice. I am not gonna stop. We are gonna get into 5 signs that you got yourself a fake friend. So, sign number 1 that you have a fake friend. And this one, I'm ranking them most severe to less severe sign, or like red flag to maybe like yellow flag. But the first one, which I've had experience with this one, I know a lot about this one. I'm not gonna really go into too many in-depth personal stories. It will be up to you if you really are interested in having story times about my life, of my failed friendships, then you have to comment down below and you have to request it. I'm just not gonna willingly share personal information about me, trauma, about my past, without there being a formal request for said information. So, without further ado, sign number 1. This friend is not around in the bad times. The times where you need their support the most. You need their company the most. You have a fake friend when the only time you see that friend is when everything is good. You're feeling good, your spirits are up, you're smiling, you're laughing, you're cracking jokes, and that's when that friend wants to be all up on you, all around you, just draining out your energy. But when you are down and out, when you're experiencing maybe a tough time in life and you're not always happy, you might be slightly moping around, and that friend uses that as an excuse as to why they don't want to hang out with you, you got yourself a fake friend. That's not a friend. A friend is someone who is going to be there for you, just like the marriage vows, through sickness and health, through good and bad, through it all. That is what a friend is supposed to be. And if they can't do that for you, then it's time to say adios, amigos. Simple. It's simple. It's a very big one. Especially if you are a friend who was there for them in their time of need, who was always putting them first before your emotions and your mental stability and how you're feeling. All of that is just a mix that won't end well. It can't be a friendship. Can't be a friendship one-sided like that. Everyone needs to support one another. Everyone needs to be there for one another through all good times and bad times. Sure, people have also heard this saying before: if you can't handle me at my worst, then you don't deserve me at my best. And that's how I feel when I think about that. If you have a friend who's not there for you when you are at your lowest point, you're at rock bottom, and especially if they use that as an excuse, oh, you know, you're not really a fun person to be around right now, then tell them, okay, cool, see you never. Honestly, even if that is someone who, you know, you have a really good friendship with, you would enjoy hanging out with that person, but if they tell you that, hey, sorry, right now you're not serving my purpose, your mood, your energy is off. And I mean, don't get me wrong, people have the right to do that. If you don't want to be around somebody because their energy is off, they're not open, they're not showing you that they enjoy your company, I get it. I can understand that. But if that person is actively seeking out your company, even though they're down and out, and they are actively seeking out your company, almost like they're reaching out for a helping hand, if they are asking to hang out and then you are making that excuse, that is awful. That is not acceptable, because at least they're trying. Sign number 2, that you've got yourself a fake friend. You guys get into an argument, you fall out, and then your business is all out there for the public. This is more of like something that could potentially happen in high school or maybe the first year of university. If you're living on campus, news can spread around a high school, news can spread around a campus. You're really good friends with this person. Almost, you could call them best friends. You hang out with them every day. You see them every day. Y'all talk in each other's business. You've told your secrets, they've told their secrets. The only difference is, once there was an argument, all of a sudden your secrets is common knowledge. Your secrets, everyone knows your secrets. That's not a friend. That was never your friend. If you're telling somebody something in confidence and then the next thing you know, somebody else knows about it, and you know that the only person that you told was that person, they were never your friend to begin with. And if they ever try to come back to reconcile the relationship, my advice to you is no, never again. See ya, never. I don't know if I'm gonna maybe come off too strong in this one, but this is the real talks. I'm saying this real advice. These are real signs, and I'm sure that that any of these 5 things, if not all of these 5 things, everyone has experienced in their life. And I'm saying that if this is someone who has done any of these 5 things consistently, more than once, more than twice, more than thrice, cut them off. It's time to cut it, cut it, cut it. It's only going to be dragging you down. In order for more doors to open, in order for a better relationship to come your way, you have to close the door to old relationships that are keeping you down. With that being said, we're going to move right along to sign number 3. Now this one here, this plays right off of sign number 2. If you have a friend who's comfortable to speak about you when you're not there, when you're not around, maybe you guys have a mutual friend, but maybe you guys have, there's a mutual person that your friend is friends with, but you are not friends with that person, and maybe that person doesn't even really fancy you, doesn't really like you. And they've decided that they want to talk about you with your friend who's actually your friend. If your friend is comfortable enough to sit down and converse with this person that doesn't like you and has lots to say, and even worse, comes back and relays their conversation, to me, don't do that. You might think that you're being loyal by having this conversation and then telling me everything that you guys talked about, but I'm gonna know that you most likely omitted things. You're not gonna tell me the full story. You're only gonna tell me a version that is good enough to not make you look so bad, even though you know that you had this conversation with someone that doesn't like me and you're supposed to be my friend. It's not right. Appropriate thing to do in a situation like that, if I'm not friends with somebody that you are friends with, and that's your prerogative. I would never tell a friend, if I'm a friend, I would never tell somebody that they're not allowed to be friends with somebody they want to be friends with. That's ridiculous. That would be something to add to my list, but I'm not going to. I'm sticking with the list that I've created. The appropriate thing to do in a situation like that is just not talk about me. Somehow find a way to end the conversation, switch the topic of the conversation. There should be no conversation. And you should almost like set a precedent in instances like that, where your body language and everything, it doesn't even have to be words. Your body language can speak volumes. Silence can speak volumes. You don't always have to say anything. So if someone starts to talk about me and you show with your body language that you're not really into the conversation, you're gonna set a precedent to that person that it doesn't matter that I'm friends with you, I'm also friends with that other person, so you can't talk with me. I'm not gonna be into talking business with you. And then to put the cherry on the top, you would be able to come to me and say, I didn't even entertain the conversation. I have nothing to tell you. I don't know what they were really saying because I didn't even entertain the conversation. That's a friend. That's a friend that you want to keep around. The other one, the one who will actually sit down and entertain the conversation and then try to come back and tell you what the conversation was about, Don't even bother, okay? Don't even bother. Don't even bother to come back to me. You and that other person who, if especially, you know, again, it would have to really depend on the circumstance. If I'm friends with you and you're friends with someone that I don't like, it would really have to depend on the circumstances. Because even though I said I wouldn't tell anybody to not be friends with somebody, I wouldn't. But I would expect that if we're really good friends, that you're not gonna even want to be friends with someone that I'm not friends with. But there are instances where it could happen, where you could be friends with someone and they are friends with someone who you're not friends with. That is a normal instance. But if you're not willing to hold it down for us in those situations, if you don't have my back in that situation, there's gonna be a problem, and the both of y'all can go about your business. Sign number 4, that you got yourself a fake friend. They're only in it for the drama. They're only in it for the entertainment. Maybe you're someone who's really popular. You're someone who just has a really lit personality. You're the life of the party, whatever the case may be. And the only time you see this friend is when there's drama happening, when you're in the mix and you have all the information, you've got all the tea, and that's when you're gonna see this friend pop up. Or, you know, they just really like to hang out with you because they're a boring person and you light up their life, and the only time you see them around is when they're bored and they want a little entertainment. Again, going back to number 1, which is the most severe, but when you aren't serving the purpose of being that entertainment, or serving the purpose, or you don't have the information, you know, you're not privy to the information, now you don't see them, now they're not hitting up your phone, you text them and they have some excuse on why they can't hang out with you, or asking you, is anybody else gonna be there, things like that. That's a fake friend. That's, you know, I wouldn't go as so far as to say an opportunist, because an opportunist comes with more of my last sign that I'm gonna say, but it is slightly opportunistic. They're only there when you're serving a purpose. But I'm just gonna move on to number 5, since I've already brought it up slightly and I'm thinking about it in my head. Sign number 5 that you got yourself a fake friend. There's only take, there's no give. There's only taking, but they are not giving back. Depending on the type of relationship, and this is why I put it to number 5 and it wasn't number 1, is because there are relationships that, you know, if you are a true friend, this is someone who you're you genuinely like being in a friendship with them, then giving and not receiving anything won't hurt you. It won't bend you over backwards. You're not gonna be beat up about it. It's not gonna be something that's gonna bother you because you enjoy giving to this person. That is okay. That is healthy. That is fine. But when you're continuously giving, and this person is only taking, and it doesn't even cross their mind to want to give back to you. It's not something that they ever plan to do, is to ever give back to you. There's gonna be a problem there. There is a problem there. Because a relationship should be give or take without it being something that's said. I give to you, you give to me. It's supposed to be a back and forth thing, a dynamic. A relationship is supposed to be something that's dynamic. It moves in a back and forth motion. If I'm only giving to you and there's nothing coming back, why? It's not fair to me to stay in that relationship. I would be doing myself an injustice to continue to be friends with someone who's leeching off of me, someone who's taking advantage of me, someone who's draining my energy. That's
a lot of people try to drain me on my energy.
That's a very big thing. A lot of people keep people around who are draining their energy, and then they themselves wonder why.
Why do I feel this way when I'm around this person? I don't feel comfortable around this person.
But they're still hanging out with this person. You need to read the signs. You need to be aware of the signs that are being given to you. Your body is naturally going to have its own intuition and conscious, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be pumping. It's going to tell you, follow your gut. It's going to tell you if someone's your friend and who's not your friend. And you know, there's another little big one, a little PSA that I'm going to sprinkle in. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, yes, that's so true. Is that if your mom, your grandma, your aunt, anyone close to you that you grow up with. I grew up with a lot of women, so it was majority, for the most part, women in my house. But it could also be a father, a brother, anyone in your family who tells you, hey, you know, that friend, there's something about that friend, there's something off about that friend. Especially if it's your mom who tells you, you're gonna find out that years later down the road, or maybe even months later down the road, you're probably gonna end up falling out with that friend. It's life. It's the universe speaking to you through the people around you. You always listen to the universe. Always keep your eyes open. Remember to comment down below what drink you think I'm drinking, what booster juice you think I'm drinking, what kind of cake you think I'm eating. If you want a part 2 to this video, comment down below. Nobody please get offended. If there's something in this video that really hits you in the heart, or the shoe size really fits you well, that has nothing to do with me, maybe you should just take it, try to internalize it, and change yourself and build in your relationships for the better. These are signs that everyone should look out for. And it's important to you to cut out those friends who are really not there for you, because they are only going to bring you down. You need people in your life who are going to support you, who are always going to be there for you, who are not going to compete with you. That's a very important thing. Competition is not right. You should always be rooting for your friend. When they win, you win. That's the type of mentality that a friendship should be about. If you feel like you end up competing with someone, that's an unhealthy friendship, and I would advise for either a refiguration or a cancellation. This will be the end of this video. If you like this video, please give this video a big thumbs up, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos to come. Lissetti says.